So I get a phone call from a young lady pertaining to relationship issues when it comes to dominant energy in her relationship. And she asked me, why does it feel like, or why does it feel as if she's competing with her significant other in their relationship? And so I proceeded to ask her, what type of energy are you distributing in your relationship? And she told me that whenever they argue, she liked to let them know that she don't need a man, that she's a go-getter, she could do it by herself. Now, this is the thing. With this type of attitude, you gotta understand that you will never be able to captivate the respect of a man when you are trying to be the man yourself. I'm gonna say that again. You will never be able or succeed in captivating the respect of a man when you are portraying or giving off masculine energy, something that he's supposed to be doing. So you say that you want a man to lead you. You want to follow someone who has the kahunas or who has backbone, but yet you're being more masculine than he is. There was a reason that the universe created or have existing within the dimension of a woman, a feminine element. She has a feminine element inside of her soul because it balances out, allowing the man to be masculine and vice versa. If you take two batteries, right? One side of the battery is negative, one side is positive, meaning male and female. If you take both batteries and you put it in remote control in the same direction, it's not going to have enough power to change the television. Why? Because it's overbearing of the same energy. There's no balance. Both of them are in the same direction. One has to be negative, one has to be positive. When I say negative, I'm not talking about negative as in bad. And I'll give you an example. Negative sometimes can be positive, a form of positive. If somebody break into your house and try to rob your family and kill your family, you will, as a man, protect them by utilizing a negative trait of emotions, which is good because you do unto others as you want others to do unto you. And so therefore, you have a right to protect your family by all means using that negative form of energy because it balances out what? Your self-preservation for your family. So I tell the young lady, and this is no disrespect to women, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, but I have common sense. I've been living long enough to know. I've had downs and I've had ups. But I know for a fact, when you have two masculine energies in a relationship, it's doomed. The whole relationship is doomed. And the world has taught women that they don't need a man, which is taking them out of their natural state of balancing who they are. A man comes from you, so why in the hell would you even assume that a man is not needed? A man comes from you and you come from a man. Let me reiterate that. A man comes from you and you come from a man, meaning we come from each other. And the same thing to brothers. You can't be in a relationship with feminine tendencies expecting a woman to respect that. Because when you bring feminine tendencies into a relationship when you're supposed to be masculine, now you have two feminine energies in a relationship, and we all know what women do. They love to compete with each other. Women love to compete with each other. Men love to do it, but more so with women, because they are mental beings. They are mental entities, right? Who know how to play on certain things that men do better than men so they don't get caught. They say that all men cheat. Women do it too. They just do it on a level that's more different from men because they are more mental. We're more of a physical people. Not saying that we don't have mental tendencies, because we have to think in order to calculate. We have to think in order to calculate how to take care of our family, how to take care of ourselves, how to maneuver when we are in a situation where we have to protect our family. But nature, we are so far gone from it to the point where everything is not living up to its own characteristics. And so I say this, that if you're in a relationship with a man and you say that he's not being a man or he's afraid to be a man, that may not be so in all cases. Because if a man is in a relationship with a woman who's more masculine than he is, he's not afraid of being a man. He just feels as if he's competing. And I'm not making excuses for us because we have a lot of work to do ourselves. And that includes myself. I'm not perfect. I'm just saying that everything I say right now, take it and say vice versa. Because there are men out here as well who won't play their role due to certain qualities of society. And that's not an excuse for you neither. But society has given us a mechanism or put us in a machine, right, that has allowed us to not handle our responsibilities the way we're supposed to. Whenever you put a price on your own child, whenever you can go to the club before you can sit down with your child and read them a book, something is wrong. And this is not related to any sex. This is for all sexes. Whenever you can step out on the city, on the town, and move around with your friends, and when you come home, your kids is getting on your nerves, something that you're supposed to help them and guide them from doing, how are your kids getting on your nerves, right? If you're not in the house showing them the proper etiquette of who they are. How is your kids nerve-wracking? You so quick to throw them off on grandma and grandpa because you don't want to teach them. Because society is keeping you away from the true events of yourself. And in doing so, by you being connected to your child, is taking you from your true events of giving your child what your child needs. Don't ever, and I'm saying this to male and women, don't you ever slow down your evolving phase or your growth phase due to a lack of energy and elements that is not given you from your significant other. You must keep moving. Obligation can be an oppressor. I'm going to say that again. Obligation can be an oppressor if you allow it to make you look at the title of something and say that you must honor this because it is a title that you are connected to. You can disconnect yourself from things that is not doing you any good. Everything is not permanent. All relationships are not permanent. Most relationships that we get in are just learning lessons. It's a journey. It's only for a while. Then you move on. Imagine you stand in kindergarten until you're 30. There's no evolving phases through that. You have to keep moving up the ladder of your spiritual school. All relationships are not permanent. I've learned in many of my relationships. Some has taught me to get out of comfort zones. Some has taught me that I wasn't seeing my true self. So you can know a lot. You can know what you think you know. But if you don't put into effect the things that you think you know, then you just a car with no gas. You ain't moving nowhere. And you can't move nothing. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.